Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. It's the Flow Show, no filter. The thoughts, views, and opinions shared on the Flow Show, no filter, are for educated and entertainment purposes only. I am not a professional. I am just good. What is going on? Today is Taco Tuesday. Happy Taco Day to everybody out there. Wishing it and hoping and wishing you get some good tacos today. Got a mix of everything today in the show. We got a little Kanye, some more sad Justin Bieber news. Tony Buzbee is in hot water still. Diddy kind of quiet today. And then, my main man, Luigi. We got to talk about him. We finally got some updates. And then Luigi Mangione on a trial. And we're going to go into that. Yeah, so today is like a little mix. And it reminds me of a dish that my mom used to make. And it was called, and I'm sure y'all heard of it, shrimp gumbo. It was like a special thing when I was growing up. If my mom was making shrimp gumbo, either two things. She had some shrimp left and we was low on groceries, so she just mixed up a whole bunch of stuff and put it in there, and it was shrimp gumbo. Or she was just in a good mood and she made us some shrimp gumbo. So every now and then when I come home and she say shrimp, I got some shrimp gumbo in there, I would go crazy. And shrimp gumbo was just a mix of, shrimp is the star of the dish. It's kind of like Beyonce or like Michael Jackson and Jackson 5. It's like shrimp. Shrimp is like Beyonce of that dish, or like the Michael Jackson or the Jackson 5. And then the rest of the stuff is just a bunch of mix of all kind of stuff. I don't even know what else is in shrimp gumbo. I just know it's like some vegetables and some whatever. But I used to love shrimp gumbo. I don't know if y'all had that, but that was something my mom used to make on a special occasion growing up. And I would put hot sauce in it and fuck that shrimp gumbo up. Matter of fact, I ain't had nothing in a while. Mom, make me some shrimp gumbo. Damn. Been a long time. I know I'm an old man now, but I still like shrimp gumbo. Anyway, today's show is sort of like shrimp gumbo. It's so much different shit to talk about and update. And then Diddy's trials kind of slow day on that. So I figured this would be a good episode where I could kind of talk about a lot of little different things, little updates that I've been wanting to talk about. So get ready for this episode. I'm gonna call this the Flow Show No Filter, the shrimp gumbo episode, because we're gonna mix in a lot of things. We got Buzbee, we got Diddy, we got Kanye, we got Bieber and Luigi, and don't let me forget Sudiksha Kanaki. Got an update on her. Her parents, some say they calling it quits, but I say they might have a trick up their sleeve, because they're saying that they want it to be called that she's dead. They don't want it to be called she's missing. And I'm going to tell you why I think that's gamesmanship, because also the person of interest that they're calling with this guy named Joshua is going to court today to try to see if he can get the fuck out of there. He's trying to get out of there on the next thing, smoking. They ain't letting him leave. So we got a lot to talk about, so we're going to get into it. I guess I'm going to start with the sadder news. Well, it's all kind of sad, but I think I'm going to start off with the Bieber situation. It's just a never ending thing with Justin Bieber. And I'm going to read something and y'all tell me what y'all think, and I'm going to break it down. I was always told when I was a kid not to hate. But it made me feel like I wasn't allowed to have it. And so I didn't tell anyone I've had it. Which made me feel like I have been drowning, feeling unsafe to acknowledge it. I think we can only let hate go by first acknowledging it's there. And how couldn't we feel hate from all of the hurt we have experienced? If you don't know who said that, that's what you got me for. Because, I'm going to let you know what the hell going on. That, my friends, was Justin Bieber. He posted that, I believe that's on his Instagram. And all the believers and even the general public are worried. And it sparked further concern for his health, the situation between him and Diddy, and his marriage. So I came across that quote from Justin Bieber last night. And so I said, well, let's see if he expanded on it or if anybody talked about it. And I definitely ran across an interesting article. And this interesting article comes from Radar Online, mostly known for their hip hop coverage, but they cover everything. And from Radar Online, it says Justin Bieber continues public meltdown amid crushing Sean Diddy Combs sex scandal and Haley divorce rumors by admitting he feels like he's drowning in all the hurt. Now, if you've been following this Diddy saga like the rest of the world, like me, like everybody listening and watching this podcast, you know that it has been somewhat of a roller coaster for Justin Bieber. And he's admitted to the pain, but he's been vague about where the pain stems from it. I can't blame him. This is a tough situation to be in, to have to go through your probably deepest, darkest, most hurtful moments in front of the whole world, and dealing with a marriage has to be extremely difficult on him. And so the Radar Online article goes on to say the pop star whose behavior has sparked concern has now been revealed that he has been hurting. We all know that. And so when you think about it, does he know about some info coming out? Is he being asked to testify? What does he know? Is there something drawing this out? That's what everybody's wondering. I don't really know. Word on the street, and people are saying Justin and Haley's marriage may be close to being done. The word is they're trying to desperately save it. Who knows how that's going to turn out? But it just goes to show you when situations like this arise, and we tend to just look at the celebrities involved, but we don't really realize how many celebrities, not just celebrities, but how many people, celebrities or normal, are affected by actions allegedly of a person like a Diddy. It's kind of like if y'all saw the movie The Butterfly Effect back in the day. That was one of my favorite movies. And the butterfly effect is, one choice this way or that way can have implications on all type of different turnouts. Had you did this might have happened. Maybe Justin Bieber never was famous. Maybe none of this, maybe he would have never went through any of this. Or maybe if he never met the diddler, many things I imagine go through his mind of how it could have possibly been a different outlook. And when he says he had hate in him, he could have been speaking on his hatred for Diddy himself, for the industry, for people who sat around and didn't do anything. And then if I'm gonna dive deep into his quote, it seems like he's speaking on the fact that he was given everything. And when you're given everything, you feel indebted. You feel indebted to so many people. So he might have felt that having that hate in his heart, it was better off to keep it there, because if you spew hate and people feel like you got everything, or feel like you are having a life that everybody would dream of, then people don't want to feel sorry for you, or people think you're being a jerk or whatever, when you're just really expressing yourself. And so I feel him when we go back to that quote. Let's go back to that quote. Let's go back to that quote from Justin, because one thing about it, when you can't talk directly and you want people to kind of know what you're saying, you try to give them as many hints and clues as you can, because it's hard to say it. You just want people to figure it out and figure out what you're trying to say. So he said, like, I was told when I was a kid not to hate. So what he's saying is that I was doing as I was told as a kid, but it made me feel like I wasn't allowed to have it. And so I didn't tell anyone I've had it. So he kept the hate inside, which is what he's doing right now, as far as, not speaking on what's going on with Diddy. So now that he's drowning because of all the hate that he kept inside, then all the hate that's coming towards his way, or just negative energy, at this point, I'm sure he feels overwhelmed. And without getting too deep into it, I'm really, really anxious to see what and who they're going to be calling in this trial. Like, who are they going to be asking to testify? Because it's a big difference between talking on Instagram, talking on a podcast, talking to your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. It's a big difference between that type of talk and then talking when you got to get on the stand and you got to put your right hand on that Bible. And you got to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. And just think about it. If you Bieber, or anybody like Bieber that's in this situation, you don't know if you could be called or will be called, or if he does know he's going to be called, now he's sitting down waiting and not knowing, like, oh, shoot. Because y'all know a lot of the witnesses, a lot of the victims potentially have been wanting to be nameless. So it's like this. Justin Bieber could be going through a lot different emotions, because when he get on that stand, he gonna have to tell whatever he knows or whatever they ask, or he could be in trouble. So he can't get up there lying. So I just imagine, with the whole world watching, with some of the things I can imagine that he's been through, I know he's dreading that. So if you're a Justin Bieber fan, go check out check his page out, check the quotes out. If you want to offer some good words, go ahead and do so. But I just couldn't see a cryptic post like that by somebody, like Justin Bieber, who is caught up in this mess to what degree we don't actually know. But I couldn't do this I couldn't wake up today and do this podcast and not amplify his message. I mean, he got 50 million followers anyway, so as if he need me to amplify, but I got to amplify it to my community and my listeners. And check out Justin Bieber. This is probably one of the most cryptic posts he's had even since all of this. So prayers to him and his family. And like I said, I'm ready to just get to the trial and kind of get this Diddy thing going and getting it behind all of us. I'm sure Diddy want to get it behind him, no Diddy, but I'll be paying attention. And you guys will be. Also, let's get past the Bieber. The update, Kanye West is still arguing. We're gonna get to Luigi and Buzbee in a second. I'm just get these out the way. Yeah, they arguing. Kanye arguing with Kim still about the his daughter being on the Diddy song, and it's getting out of hand. And now it's to the point where Kanye has pretty much formed an alliance with Diddy, which is his right. I have no thoughts on what somebody chooses to do with their time or their energy, but I don't think that's going to be a smart move for Kanye. There was a talk that him and Diddy had. It's on that song, and Diddy was basically saying to Kanye, tell him to be careful because they are out to get us, meaning, I guess, successful black men. Is that what he was saying? It was kind of like in code, but from the way it was said, that's what I'm thinking he meant. And Kanye, like I said yesterday, he told Kanye that Kanye was literally the only celebrity who reached out to his children. I thought that was telling, because although he was trying to give Kanye West his flowers, he just let me know, sum up. You got to be guilty. And I'm talking about not just in my eyes or the public eyes, but a lot of these celebrities are privy to more information than us because they up there in the loop of some of this crazy mess. And the fact that not one celebrity has reached out to Diddy's kids, according to Diddy, oh, that speaks volumes. That speaks volumes. If they thought you would get, if these celebrities thought that you were getting railroaded, Diddy, and thought it was only because you were a black man and you didn't do nothing wrong, you mean to tell me not one celebrity would reach out? To me, that doesn't do anything but point more to guilt. See, while he giving Kanye his flowers, he don't even understand it. It's somebody like me looking at that statement like, whoa, so you're saying no, not one celebrity reached out to your children out of all those people that you were running around with and all y'all, peas in a pod. So why hasn't not one celebrity reached out to your children? Could it be that they know some shit we don't know for a fact, where most of us are speculating? Some of them celebrities know firsthand what the diddler has been doing and been capable of doing. So for Kanye to be aligning himself with that Diddy energy, I think, and I don't even want to say it because I don't want it to happen, but I think a Kanye crash out is soon to come. And I don't wish that. I like Kanye. Y'all know that. But I got to call a spade a spade. When Kanye doing dumb shit, I got to call it out. And I'm out on Kanye. Seems like he's headed to a crash out. Everybody should be prepared. And like I said, I'm hoping I'm wrong. This is one of those cases, an instance. I hope I'm wrong. I don't want to see Kanye crash out. I just want to see him get back to being the old Kanye, the talented Kanye who won us over with his talent, not by just trying to say the worst shit he can think of to say just for attention. It's really sad. If you are a true Kanye West fan from back in the day, from the college dropout days, it's sad. And so, like, I'm not wishing that on Kanye or anything. I hope he bounces back and gets back on his real Kanye stuff, because this new Kanye that's just saying the most craziest shit that you can think of, it's sad. It's really sad. So I don't know if any of Kanye West fans out there agree with me or feel the same way, but that's how I feel. So now we done got the first part of the gumbo. We preparing. I'm cooking today. This the only version of cooking that you're gonna see Flo doing. So we got the other ingredients out the way in the gumbo. So now let's get to the meat of the gumbo. And in the meat, we talking about Buzbee. We talking about Luigi. And we talking about Sudiksha Kanaki. Tony Buzbee, this breaking news is so breaking that ain't even an article yet. This just happened late last night. Tony Buzbee, I'ma just say it. I don't care how you slice it and dice it. As of right now, today, Tuesday, what is the date? March 18th, Tuesday. The biggest mistake Tony Buzbee made was attacking Jay-Z, and with an ill-prepared lawsuit. This ain't about guilt or innocence. I'm not even, this is not what I'm speaking on. I'm just speaking on Tony Buzbee was on a roll. He was dropping lawsuit after lawsuit. He was the man. Everybody was Tony Buzbee's press conferences, everything. You couldn't touch him. Like I told you, he had just cooked our quarterback. You know, I'm a big Browns fan. Tony Buzbee just went through our quarterback with like hot knife through a butter. Our quarterback, after dealing with all those lawsuits with Tony Buzbee, he was a franchise quarterback. Now we paying him to just get the fuck away from us. And I'm talking about Deshaun Watson. So I watch Buzbee do his thing. He ain't doing his thing right now. And the crazy part that shows that was a mistake messing with Jay-Z in this particular lawsuit. The thing is, even if you come at Jay-Z, Buzbee, you should have came with an airtight lawsuit. Because as you can see, Jay-Z, he's a little smarter than Diddy. And now Tony Buzbee has had to withdraw. This is the breaking news. He had to withdraw from another Diddy case out of New York because he wasn't, what do they call it? He wasn't admitted to practice in the Southern District Court of New York. This just filed last night. But the crazy part about this motion, y'all, it ain't over with. The judge told Tony Buzbee. Now, let me back it up. Tony Buzbee had about 100 lawsuits on Diddy out of New York, right? Week after week, month after month. But it wasn't until he fucked with Jay-Z, it wasn't until then that he had got exposed. Flo, what are you talking about? What do you mean he got exposed? See, it took Jay-Z's legal team to bring up the fact that Tony Buzbee wasn't licensed to actually even practice in New York, even though there were a ton of lawsuits that happened with Diddy before Jay-Z came. But that goes back to what I told you about Diddy and his legal counsel is a bunch of clowns, bunch of used car salesmen. They pull up on you at the dealership with a car that you can hear loud as hell, muffler rattling, check engine light on. And that's that used car salesman will have an excuse for everything going on. When you just want to say, why don't you just bring me a well-equipped, good running car with no fucking lights on in the dashboard? Dashboard looking like Christmas. It's June. Dashboard looking like Christmas. Every light on the dashboard. But this used car salesman is telling you that it runs like a dream. When it's actually running like a nightmare. And every light on, and the muffler loud, and it stink in the inside. And you wondering who had this car before me, and why does it smell so bad? Why does the fucking key look like it's 400 years old? But he ain't explaining none of that. Anyway, Diddy's team had plenty of time to know that Buzbee wasn't licensed to practice law in New York. But it wasn't until Jay-Z's team brought it up, and then they ended up being correct. And then Diddy's team piggybacked on it, saying, oh, yeah, you're not even licensed to practice here. And I'm like, if I was Diddy and I'm paying these used car salesmen lawyers $5,000 an hour or whatever crazy money he paying, and y'all telling me y'all didn't realize he wasn't even licensed in New York. It took Jay-Z's legal team, who had one lawsuit. Jay-Z's legal team figured it out in one lawsuit. Diddy had 20, 30, 40, I don't know how many it was, and his lawyers, and they never brought that up. So I just go back to the point I've been telling you how shitty Diddy's legal team is, and wait till the trial start. It's going to get worse. And the biggest story going to be how horrible his legal team is. And y'all going to come back. It's going to be another thing that y'all going to be in my inbox saying, Flo, you've been saying that the whole time. Once this trial starts, the story going to be how horrible Diddy's legal team is. Watch what I tell you. Because I'm trying to give you as many clues along the way so y'all don't have to be late to the party like everybody else. I've been saying how horrible Diddy's legal team is since September. Ain't nobody really, now people are kind of talking about it, but they don't get it. They just, you'll see when the trials start. You'll see how much coverage and how much people are going to be dissecting Diddy's legal team and be like, this is maybe the worst defense as far as big money defense. This might be the worst one I ever saw. That's like for Diddy's legal team to have 20 and 30 and however many lawsuits and not pick up on the fact that Buzbee wasn't even licensed to practice. That's like them not noticing that he didn't sign a document or something that could take out the whole case, but y'all ain't even notice it. So this doesn't end. It's still not over for Buzbee though. Check this out, y'all. And I know a lot of the Jay-Z people that want to see Jay-Z go down and Diddy go down and this and that. They don't want to hear this, but hey, y'all know what I do. I bring y'all all the facts. I'm not a cheerleader. I'm not rooting on nobody. What I root on is to give y'all all the facts so y'all know what the hell going on, and then I give you my opinion. I don't root on nothing or nobody. So, but this is just real talk. He had to, Tony Buzbee, Jay-Z, Diddy, they all got to get evaluated and broke down. Don't nobody get away with not having a little smoke their way if something need to be said. So check this out. The judge told Tony Buzbee to file a motion and send in information to him, to the judge, him or her, I don't know if it's a he or she, to explain to them why he never told his clients that he wasn't actually licensed to practice in New York. Now, see, I know how it goes because I've done and helped a lot of different lawyers. A lot of time a lawyer will, let's say if they're licensed out of Texas, but it's a case in Florida. A lot of times the lawyer in Texas, if he's a bigger name, he'll take the case and then he'll find somebody, another lawyer who is licensed in Florida, and then they'll work together. I've seen it happen all the time, but it's all put out for everybody to know. It's not done really behind the scenes, like it's public knowledge. And so in this case, Tony Buzbee didn't do any of that, and he didn't tell his clients. So the judge gave him a date, which would, I think today was the deadline for Buzbee to either get the right credentials and also explain why he didn't tell him. But guess what Tony Buzbee did? Tony Buzbee waited to the last minute, which would have been yesterday, late last night, to file and to withdraw. He withdrew from the case. Now he withdrew, but it's still New York. It's still attorneys on the case. But Tony Buzbee has withdrew. And you think, oh, it's over with. Possibly not, because guess what? I did a little research on how that goes, and in the paperwork, the judge says only a judge can withdraw you, and it also says we want an explanation as to why you didn't tell your clients you weren't licensed. He just withdrew. That ain't good enough. So now the judge can deny his motion to withdraw and say, no. We want an explanation on record as to why you didn't tell your clients that you weren't licensed and blah, blah, blah. We want an explanation about it all. Because another thing that they're not going to like is not only this is the second or third, but I know it's the second filing that Tony Buzbee has responded at the very, very, very last minute. It's kind of like strategic. And then he didn't even address what the judge concerns was. He just withdrew. So the judge has two options. The judge can let his withdrawal go and let him just withdraw. And hopefully the defense doesn't object to it or whatever. Or the judge can send another message to Tony Buzbee, deny that, and say no, you can't withdraw. And again, I'm gonna ask you the same question: why didn't you tell your client? So now Tony Buzbee is in a world of problems, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what that does to or where that leaves all these diddy assault cases that Tony Buzbee is tied to. All I can say is, since he filed it at the last minute yesterday, maybe we'll get more information today or tomorrow. But as far as I'm concerned, it ain't looking good for Tony Buzbee right now. And this is another example of my favorite movie, and why it's one of my favorite movies, The Butterfly Effect. Where would Tony Buzbee be right now with the Diddy lawsuits had he never brought Jay-Z into it or exposed his name? Like I said, this ain't about guilt, innocent. I'm not talking about if Jay-Z guilty or innocent. I'm not talking about Tony Buzbee guilty, innocent. I'm just merely talking about, think about it. Had Buzbee never, ever went at Jay-Z, because even Buzbee will admit, once everything got exposed, this wasn't an airtight lawsuit to go at Jay-Z with, whether it happened or didn't happen. It just wasn't one of the open and shut case ones. And if he would have never touched Jay-Z, he would have never got exposed of not being able to work, because Diddy's lawyers, Diddy's lawyers suck. Let's just call it what it is. They would have never found it. And Tony Buzbee would have continued to put the heat on Diddy and still been looking like the Tony Buzbee who was on top of the world and was winning left and right, to this Tony Buzbee now, who has gone quiet. He's on the defense. He was prosecuting before, and now he's on the defense. He's now having to spend more time defending his actions than he can pursuing actions against Diddy or Jay-Z or anybody else in the celebrity world. And y'all know me, I'm not against Tony Buzbee. I'm not against any of these people personally. This is a business, and I got to critique what they're doing just like people critique what I'm doing. I don't care who you are. You're not beyond being critiqued. And in this situation, it's not looking good for Tony Buzbee, and I'm sure he is wishing he would have did things a little differently. He didn't even have to bother Jay-Z on this particular lawsuit. I'm not saying there could be many things Jay-Z has done. I don't know. I wasn't there. I know a lot more about Diddy than I do of Jay-Z, so I don't know. I haven't been in Jay-Z's circle. I've been in Diddy's circle. So I don't really know what Jay-Z has done and hasn't done. But I know that now that we see how this turned out, it just wasn't smart. So we'll continue to pay attention to this Tony Buzbee and his Jay-Z situation. It's getting crazy and crazier. And now what we're waiting on, just so you know, we want to see what the judge has said. Now that Tony Buzbee withdrew or put in a motion to withdraw, he did that last night. Like I said, this news is so fresh, they haven't even had an article on it yet. But now we wait to see what the judge will say. Will the judge be fine with that and just let him withdraw? Or is this judge going to be a stickler and say, no, I ain't accepting that? The motion, what I asked was for you to explain why you didn't make it known to your clients that you weren't licensed to practice in New York. And if the judge wants to be a stickler, the judge can request again for Tony Buzbee to actually answer the question, not just withdraw. So we'll be looking out for that. Now we have another case that's near and dear to my heart. The case against the shady healthcare system. They're trying their best to bury this story, but the public won't let them bury it. I won't let them bury it. You can ban TikTok. That's fine. We're going to still talk about Luigi and what's going on. And for those who don't know the Luigi story, which I can't imagine there's anybody left that doesn't know, but if you don't know, there was a CEO that was United Healthcare. One morning he was walking to some type of function, and in broad daylight was capped in the back and killed. The man that they have pinned this on is Luigi Mangione. And with the stranglehold that the healthcare system has on all of us, the public outcry wasn't what they expected. They thought showing this CEO being unalived on video, they thought we would all be outraged. But they found out very soon that they guessed wrong. And the public wasn't outraged. The public was actually happy to see something being done. As egregious, as terrible as losing a life and taking a life is, you got to understand, these people who are cheering are the same people who have been paying their healthcare insurance for years on time. And then when they needed it, they had to watch a loved one die because healthcare denied them coverage. And then they found out that United Healthcare was denying 1/3 of all claims. when companies like Kaiser Permanente, they only denying about anywhere from 8 to 12%. You got this company that's 34%, and they were trying to get more aggressive on denying it. That's the part of the story I think that got me banned on TikTok, because I was exposing stuff that the media was keeping tucked. And they were implementing an AI system. It's like they were saying, we're denying 34%, but I think we can get that number higher. I think we could deny more like 40, 45%. Do you know if we could deny another 10%, that's another 100 billion for us? I'm just estimating and throwing out numbers. Those ain't the real numbers right there. But that just, you get my point. This is how they were talking. Next thing they know, Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare, pop, pop, pop. And everybody is like, yeah, we want this system fixed. So I say all that to say, the government, the powers that be, they want to use this as a way to make an example out of Luigi. Whether he did it or not, they want to make an example that we are going to continue to screw you guys over with healthcare. And that's just what we're going to do. And the public ain't going for it. And I'm with y'all. So I'm going to continue to talk about it. So let's see what else shady shit they got going on. So this from the Daily Beast. You got to go to like all the independent publications to get some information on Luigi, or some good information. ABC and CNN, they gonna give you fluff stuff or nothing at all. So this from the Daily Beast. It says, Luigi Mangione claims cops used dirty tricks during McDonald's arrest. Can I give y'all a spoiler alert before we get into this article? I had heard this before this article came out, but it wasn't confirmed, that they tricked Luigi and offered him a snack or some food, and that's how they got his DNA. So before I go into this article, I wonder, is that what this article is talking about? We shall see. Let's dive into it. So this is from the Daily Beast, like I told you. Okay, it goes on to say, cops pulled a number of dirty tricks on Luigi during their first encounter with him at a McDonald's in Pennsylvania. And later, at a local police station, the 26-year-old's lawyer claimed in a new court filing this week. Supposed illegal tactics, including tricking him into accepting a snack. So this is what they're talking about. Accepting a snack to obtain his DNA and seizing his bag at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, as a pretext to rummage through his belongings. So I ain't surprised. Cops do shady shit all the time. Been a victim of shady cops. Have cousins, have friends that have been a victim of shady cops. So the way my jaw didn't hit the floor when I read that, y'all, my jaw stayed right up here where it's at. Jaw didn't go down, but eyes didn't get big. They stayed squinted like they always are. Nothing to see here. Shady cops doing what shady cops do. So let's go on. The actions violated protections afforded to Luigi under the 4th and 14th Amendments, lawyers Thomas Dickey alleged in the documents. So y'all know what he's accused of. I don't have to go into that. He's accused of the story I just told you about. So I'm going to skip that part of the article. So Dickey's claimed cops formed a human law enforcement wall at the Altoona McDonald's where Luigi was spotted, questioned, and eventually arrested. Though they did not have a legal basis to seize his belongings, a backpack, plastic bag, and other items. So what we're looking at right here is an alleged illegal search and seize. It's what this article is claiming. It's what Luigi's attorney is claiming. Prior to this stop, this arrest, this detention, detained him and everything, Officers, APD officers, had no articulable facts and observed no criminal conduct on the part of the defendant, nor any other evidence indicating that any criminal activity was afoot. Accordingly, APD lacked reasonable suspicion to engage in this activity. At no time did the defendant exhibit any threatening gesture or show of force. These actions by APD were in violation of the protections afforded to the defendant under the 4th Amendment and the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution under Article 1, Section 8 of the Pennsylvania Constitution. Other than the anonymous 911 call, the APD had no independent corroborating evidence that the defendant was in fact the suspect from the New York shooting. In the 36-page document, Dickey writes, any purported identification of the defendant as the person wanted in New York was purely speculative and based on a hunch, and describes actions by APD officers and other law enforcement personnel as coercive. So they are questioning the whole arrest and all of that evidence that was collected, like a book bag, like that backpack. Dickey said the discovery of numerous items was illegal and should be removed from the case, including a computer chip, a clip containing bullets, which was wrapped up in some undergarment, 9mm handgun with printed lower receiver, mechanized upper receiver, suspected 3D printed suppressor, and a red notebook. Multiple handwritten notes were also seized. The Altoona Police Department illegally seized a notebook, which allegedly contained numerous personal writings covering a plethora of personal experiences of the defendant. A member of the Altoona Police Department improperly and without justification labeled these writings and or notebook as a manifesto. They saying it wasn't a manifesto, according to Luigi's attorney. They're saying the police, law enforcement labeled it a manifesto. The use of this characterization of the defendant's alleged personal experiences in writings is incorrect, improper, and without justification. It has no value. The document says Luigi believes that this characterization was done solely for the purpose to prejudice the defendant and put him in a negative light before the public, all in an effort to prejudice any potential jury pool. Now, we've been talking about the jury pool and how they are trying to do what they can to taint the jury pool. And it started, according to this lawyer, it started when they labeled Luigi's personal experiences as a manifesto, when it was not actually a manifesto. Later, at the police station, cops provided snacks to an unknowing Luigi. And this is when we get there. Later, all the police station cops provided snacks to an unwitting Mangione. While illegally seized, arrested, and detained, the defendant was provided food and soda while at the Altoona Police Department station. The document states the purposes for the same was to obtain DNA from the defendant for further investigative purposes. The defendant's detention was illegal for reasons set forth. All DNA samples, profiles, etc. were poisonous fruits obtained in violation of the protections afforded to the defendant. Prosecutors have accused Luigi of unaliving Brian Thompson, As we wait, he has pleaded not guilty to those federal charges. So, to everybody listening, who is surprised that the police did a lot of shady, illegal shit to get their evidence? See, we go through this every day. I'm so glad that they're being called out in a case of this magnitude. Because I go through this, my friends go through this, a lot of people I know go through this out of these shady ass cops. If y'all been following me, y'all know I went in the heart of Mississippi and called out the Goon Squad. Who was the Goon Squad? The Goon Squad was a bunch of cops that was waterboarding, sexually assaulting, unaliving, doing all type of stuff to people out there in Jackson, Mississippi, in Rankin County. These cops were so notorious, they labeled them and called them the Goon Squad. Well, who the fuck you think took down the Goon Squad? Who the fuck you think was the leader in taking down the Goon Squad? Yours truly. Look it up. I went to the heart. They were doing this shit for years. These Mississippi cops were doing this shit for years. And then it got on my desk. And it had went unnoticed for years. It got on my desk and I blew that shit up. I told the whole world, all my posts went viral. I said, man, it's Damian Cameron, all type of different names. These cops were sexually assaulting people that look like me with dildos. So much stuff I can't even tell. It's hard to even repeat it. The bottom line is I took my ass with my team down in the middle of Mississippi, called their ass out, had a press conference. The news was there. I ended up being on the news. And we were screaming to the news reporters couldn't believe what they were hearing. And we were saying that, and these assholes are still working right down the street. Now, I ain't going to tell you one thing about it. I had no fear when I went there, but I was happy to get the hell out of there when I was gone because I know those police want to fuck me up. But I don't give a damn. See, that's the difference between me and a lot of these. I don't give. I stand for what I stand for. So if you come against me, you better be prepared because I'm not going for the shit. I didn't get nothing extra for going to the middle of Mississippi. I didn't get no extra pay. I didn't get no extra money. What nothing. I went because it was a case that I took on and I wanted to go right in the heart of the belly of the beast to let them niggas know, excuse my language, I ain't scared of none of y'all. When I stand on what I stand on it. And guess what? Those cops went from they still working while all this bullshit was going on. After that press conference, after I called their ass out, that very next week, all 6 of them were fired, dismissed, put on leave, whatever. And about 6 months after that, they all got a combined almost 200 something years, record breaking takedown. So I'm clear. And I know damn well what's going on with these police because I put my ass on Front Street for that cause. I ain't have no security, just me and my people who went with me down there to for this cause. Wasn't no security. We in the middle of some library in the middle of Jackson, Mississippi. I don't know if I'm about to get killed. Because we ain't have security. We in a library with a press conference with all the news stations there. And they took my very first quote. I said, we all know what justice look like. And this ain't it. That was the quote they ran across the news thing. And I'm telling all that to say, when I say that these cops do shady shit, I know what the hell I'm talking about. So you're not about to see me act surprised. I'm just happy that everybody else is pointing at these crooked ass cops now. I'm just happy we got a new group of people joining this, putting some eyes on what these cops are around here doing. So now that they did it to Luigi, more people are standing on business about it, and I like it. And speaking of I don't like it, and I like it, let me calm down because y'all know I get turned up when I start talking about these shady bastards. But shout out to everybody who's supporting the movement so I can get on this bitch and tell y'all the real of what's going on and tell y'all why I'm the best at what I do. Because I ain't never seen a lot of these podcasters and YouTubers that truth or TikTokers. I ain't never seen them in the trenches. I only seen them on my computer screen. I ain't never seen them show up somewhere. And I ain't judging them for it. But all I'm saying is it's a difference between me and them. A big difference. And so I appreciate that everybody subscribing to this podcast because y'all know the difference. I'm not getting up here just talking and going on to the next story just to get views and clicks and move on. That's why I talk about pretty much a story until it's over with. Because I want to have some type of impact. If I'm talking about a story, I want to have some type of impact. Whether it's huge impact, like the Goon Squad situation, or it's just I'm bringing awareness to the story. Whatever, I want to impact it some kind of way, or I don't want to touch it. Because I don't feel right about just talking about some shit for views and people really going through problems and I just doing it for views. Then I just go to the next story. That's cool for some people. I don't do it for that. So let me shout out the shoppers of the day. We got some shoppers on that came to andidon'tLikeIt.com. They got them some hoodies. They got them some And I Don't Like It t-shirts. They got them some Flow Show No Filter coffee mugs. They just been showing out. So let me shout those people out. Y'all know I shout out the subscribers. Whoever subscribe, if you subscribe, you're gonna get a shout out. If you purchase something out the merch website to keep truth alive, I'm gonna shout you out because I appreciate it. Because it ain't easy to get up here and do this and call out people and call it down the middle. Because guess what? When I'm talking about how Jay-Z and them is losing, then that side happy with me, but the other side mad. But then when I come back and I say that, hey, Buzbee done fucked up and this judge is on his ass, then now the Buzbee people mad at me. And so it's a never-ending battle when you call it down the middle, but I don't give a fuck. Because I'm not here, like I told you, to cheerlead. I don't take none of this personal. This is strictly a job that I'm passionate about doing. And that's giving y'all the facts, giving y'all my opinions, and then y'all take all the facts and y'all come up with your own opinions. I'm not here for no narrative or to pander. So I appreciate to anybody who subscribes and keeps the truth alive. So let me shout those individuals out right the fuck now on the Flow Show No Filter. So the first shopper of the day is who we got. Yvonne Martinez. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. It's Evonne. Everybody shout out Yvonne. Yvonne copped I think this is the favorite of the whole website, andidon'tLikeIt.com. It's the And I Don't Like It hoodie. It's black with white lettering. Thank you for your purchase of the hoodie and whatever else you got. I can't see it, but thank you for your support. It means a lot. Like I always tell y'all, we got to take care of ourselves because these big corporations, they want to give up money, but then they're gonna want us to talk about what they want to talk about. You know, we ain't doing that shit. I ain't gonna be on here talking about birds and bees and how the birds fly. We're gonna be on here talking about who done it and why. That's what we here for. So I got another shopper. As soon as this internet pulls up the name, that I got to shout out for coming to the And I Don't Like It website, the merch store, and supporting. As a matter of fact, here we go. Laura, I can get this name, Laura Clifford. Laura Clifford, what did you cop? from the And I Don't Like It store. From the And I Don't Like It. She got an And I Don't Like It t-shirt, another hot item. White t-shirt, black letters saying And I Don't Like It. I remember I told you, And I Don't Like It is a movement. You want to represent, it's so much shit we don't like that's going on right now. Just throw on your And I Don't Like It t-shirt, and when somebody asks you about it, let their ass have it. That's your intro. You asked for it. Now I get to tell you what I don't like. So use my shirt as a way to vent. Cause somebody gonna ask you when they see your shirt, they're gonna say, "And I don't like it." What do you mean? Then you could just tell them all the shit. I don't like the grocery prices. I don't like the healthcare. I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't like DEI gone. I don't like motherfuckers is getting away with murder. It's a lot to fill in. So I appreciate Laura for the t-shirt and also Avon for the purchase. And the subscriber of the day is another Jay. We got so many J's. So Jay did a $8 donation. We only asked for $3 for a subscription. But anytime somebody go above and beyond, we got to shout them out. So Jay, I got about 20 J's in my subscriptions, but I love all the J's. So Jay, thank you for subscribing. If you want to subscribe for exclusive content and just to support the podcast, the link is in the notes. It's called buzzsprout.com. Everybody shout out Jay and all J's. Y'all, you know which Jay this is. If you didn't just subscribe, Jay, this ain't the Jay we talking. We talking about the Jay that just subscribed yesterday. So shout out everybody, Jay, Evan, all of them. For real, y'all. It's especially in these times, it's not easy to bring straight truth and call out people who need to call out, because what they get you is with the money. And I've been telling y'all that I'm not here to do no sales pitching. Y'all know I ain't a salesman. I just tell you exactly what's going on. And if you can support and rock with it, you can. If you can't, cool. But they trying to attack us with their dollars, which is why a lot of your favorite podcasters, as they get bigger, you stop liking their content because they get more of the corporate dollars. And when you dependent on those corporate dollars, then your content soon gets vanilla, and it lacks depth, and you're not really scared to call out certain people because you don't want to mess up your money. I don't want that to happen. It's not gonna happen to me. I ain't gonna say I don't want it to happen. It's not gonna happen, which is why I push for subscription. I push for my own business, my own merch, my own everything, because my responsibility and my loyalty is to the subscribers and to the listeners of this podcast, The Flow Show No Filter. And I'm good with that. So as long as y'all keep subscribing, I don't give a damn with these corporations. I don't give a damn with these celebrities. Because one thing about these celebrities, they not going to say shit when they see me in person. I know that. I've been seeing all these guys for years. So it doesn't bother me when they get mad or say something on online, because I know that they not going to, they've seen me and ain't nobody touching me. Ain't nobody, they know better. They know I'm not going to play. So they not going to play with me. So thank you for subscribing. Thank you for supporting. Thank you. Is that enough thank yous for today? Let's see what we got here. Also, a little message. I always like to read. I don't read all of them, but I like to read some of my positive messages to y'all. What did they say? Somebody said, "You're my favorite. You're my favorite podcaster. That's why I follow you. Tell everyone, and I tell everybody I know to follow you." Thank you, Andrea. That's a nice net message. So let's see what else we got on the agenda. Did I get to everything today? Oh, of course not. 1 second. I got to get to Sudiksha, but I ain't got no tissue. Where's the tissue at? Hold on 1 second, y'all. All right. Sudiksha. If you don't know who Sudiksha Kanaki is, let me give you a little reminder of what's going on with her, and then I'm going to get into the update.
Story tonight is one we continue to follow out of the Dominican Republic. A St. Cloud State student is still a key witness in the search for 20-year-old Sudiksha Kanaki, who vanished while on spring break. The St. Cloud State student is believed to be the last person with her 10 days ago. Fox 9 So Young Kim joining us in our newsroom now. And So Young, his parents are speaking out through their attorney at this point. Kelsey, Randy, yeah, his family says he's being detained in the Dominican Republic despite his willingness to cooperate. This surveillance video shows what authorities say our 20-year-old University of Pittsburgh student Sudiksha Kanaki and 22-year-old St. Cloud State University student Joshua Reeby in Punta Cana. They can be seen together on camera not too long before she vanished in the early hours on March 6th. Dominican Republic police say Reeby is considered a witness as the search for Kanaki continues and say this is a missing person investigation, not a criminal case at this time. Now, his parents are speaking out through an attorney saying, quote, despite his full willingness to cooperate, Josh has been detained under irregular conditions and subjected to extensive questioning without the presence of official translators or legal counsel until Wednesday, March 12th. They also say he has remained in his hotel room under police surveillance. According to a police interview transcript obtained by Fox News, Reeby says they met that night, then made their way to the beach. The two were talking in the water when a big wave hit. He struggled to help her ashore. Then at some point, he threw up and passed out. Several hours later, he returned alone to his hotel room. His family also asked everyone to pray that Sudiksha be found and returned home to her family. According to the belief.
So now we got a new development on this. Now, we always talk about our children traveling. It's our the college days. Went on a college trip with their friends, and the only people that returned were her friends, not Kanaki. So we got an update. If you know, yesterday we had left off that he had been detained. The guy Joshua, who is a person of interest, which if you're a person of interest, but you're not allowed to leave, to me, that's just another fancy name for suspect. They could say that they're not making him a suspect, but if you are detained and you're not able to leave, that's a suspect to me. But you know, it is what it is. Words judged by actions, not by words, not by titles. If you telling me that I can't leave, then I'm a suspect. Don't give me this personal interest. I mean, person of interest shit when you won't let me leave. So he is the person that everybody looking at. And so the parents have just made a declaration. And what they just said is they want their daughter to go ahead and be called dead. They want to just say that she's dead now. They want the security coverage. They don't want to keep playing the loop of her hugged up with this boy, as they call him. And they want him, they want it to be ruled that she's dead. And a lot of people said, are they saying that they don't think he did it, or they're saying that she really drowned, but they didn't say drowned, they just said dead. And if you've been paying attention, they've been saying that the reason why they've been using this word, this phrase, person of interest, is because this isn't a foul play investigation right now. Meaning, this is not, they're not investigating it for foul play, is what they're saying, right? But are they? And that's why they say that's why it's a person of interest, because they're not investigating for foul play. And so now that they have Joshua has a court date today, and they're to determine if he's gonna, his lawyer filed for him to be able to leave, saying that he's being detained illegally, and they want a ruling. So they filed some paperwork about that. And today is the court date. And I think the reason why the parents want to go ahead and pronounce their daughter dead is because they want this investigation to go into a murder investigation. And I think they want that to happen before Joshua is granted to leave. Now, I don't know if the court gonna rule in his favor. Who knows today? But I know today the court is supposed to rule on whether Josh can leave and go back home right now or if he has to stay. And I'm thinking the parents are playing chess as well. And they like, you know what? We need to get this placed as a murder trial or a murder. It's not trial. I'm sorry. As a murder case or a murder investigation. And I believe that's why they're saying that. More footage comes out that showed Sudiksha and also Joshua throwing up in a restaurant. Well, I'm not gonna say that's what everybody's saying, throwing up. Maybe they were throwing up, but it's like they both peeked their head back and down. And then they came back up. And to me, I could be wrong. I don't know, but they could have been doing something else. Because throwing up, I mean, who just throws up literally in the restaurant or like to the side of the restaurant, just throws up and then it's just back up normal? That didn't seem like throw up motions to me. That there might have been some type of drugs involved. He might have had some drugs. He might have did some drugs. I don't know, but it's just I've looked at the footage so many times and I see why people saying throwing up, but to me, he might not have been throwing up. He might have been snorting some cocaine or something, or something like that. Because I just don't see anybody being at a restaurant, being regular, and then dipping their head back down, throwing up, and then just lifting back up and just talking to people and shit. Like I don't know. I could be wrong, but I'm not just going to assume because everybody's saying that he was throwing up in that restaurant or she was throwing up. They might have been doing something else. I don't know. But like we said yesterday, don't add up the time they all went out there at 4 a.m., around 4 a.m. Everybody returned around 5 a.m. except for Kanika and Joshua. And then Joshua shows up with no shirt. Now they saying his shirt might have been in his back pocket. I don't know. But from the surveillance footage, it looks like no shirt and no shoes. And so my thinking is this. Where are your shoes and your shirt? Did you go out there and start? You know, my brain works funny. But check this out. Drunk or not, how do you not get your shoes? How do you not? Did he throw up all over his shoes? Because how do you not have it? Well, it makes it seem like you got to searching or getting rid of some stuff or doing something so much on the beach that you lost your bearings of where you really were. And maybe that's what took you so long to come back. And after searching the beach where you were trying to find your stuff, maybe you didn't find it. Then you went walking back. I don't know. But if a young lady goes with you to the beach and then she doesn't return at 4 a.m, she goes with you to the beach at 4 a.m, she doesn't return, but you return at like 9 a.m. with no shirt, no shoes on, with 3 different stories, then that's on you. If I can't blame the public for looking at you because you got 3 different stories. And people say, what? Well, he was drunk. You know, when you're drunk, you forget this and you forget that. Well, when you're drunk and you don't know shit, you just say you don't remember. You don't make up shit. If you were drunk, you say what you remember and you say what you don't remember. You don't have to just make up shit just to make it up. Nobody asked you to do that. So innocent or guilty, he is being put under this scrutiny for a reason. This is why, as a man, It's a lost art, but you should be a leader and you should be a protector at all times. It will save your own ass. You can't just get drunk with women, take them into the beach. Something happened to her, and hours later, you come walking in with no shirt on, no shoes, ain't tried to contact her, got 3 different stories. And now his parents are feeling like he's being mistreated when he put himself in this position, whether he did anything nefarious or not. This is the karma of your decisions. I'm for sure gonna check and make sure a female that I'm at the beach with that time, I'm for sure gonna make sure she got home. I'm never, I just no way I'm gonna say, oh, I checked on her, but I didn't hear her because I just started vomiting. And then that's it. And then you never check with her friends, nothing at all. So that don't make no fucking sense to me. And the gap, I'm still concerned about this gap. And it's funny. I'm not going to say these people watch my or listen to my podcast or watch it or whatever, but everything I was saying yesterday started being regurgitated throughout the day. And more people started saying like literally, I hadn't heard nobody say that, but they were like, why right after you just saved her life, she just walked away at an angle and you just went to vomit, and that was the last y'all ever said to each other? That don't make no sense. And so that gap of when he says, he asked her if she's okay after saving her life, pulling her from the ocean and swimming her, doing his lifeguard and being a lifeguard, all that shit he said. And he finally poured after swallowing seawater. And he said he was trying to make sure she breathed and all of this. Then you get her to half knee deep water. She don't get out the water. She just walks at an angle, still in this dangerous ass water that just almost took y'all life. She's walking at an angle, and then you ask her, is she okay? And then she said, you don't hear anything. And then you just vomit. And that's the story ends right there. And we supposed to be good with that? See, that gap right there of not knowing what happened from the time she supposedly walked in the angle and he started vomiting to 9 o'clock when he shows up with no shirt on walking into his hotel. I got a problem with that gap. Another thing people started talking about yesterday that I finally noticed is he didn't describe shit about her, like what she did. The only thing he said, and pay attention to this, y'all, the only thing he even said concerning her was about him. Nah, y'all ain't ready to break this shit down to the very last compound. You know, y'all ain't ready to do that. Even what he said about her, he said what he made himself look good. He said, I was trying to make sure she was breathing, but it made me not be able to breathe. He not saying she was grabbing, holding, screaming for her life, almost pulling me down, thanking me. We have no details from him about her. The only detail that, and correct me if I'm wrong, the only detail we have from him about her is that they both screamed for help, but nobody came once they got pulled under or pulled out to sea by the rip current or the tide or the wave or whatever. The only things he said about her, it still was with him saying that we screamed for help, nobody came. So he did say she screamed for help. That's one thing. And then the next thing he says is he was trying to get her to make sure she was breathing, but by doing that, it made him not be able to breathe. So did you unalive her or take her in a dangerous situation. And if I'm judging off your own story, were you not able to breathe? And so you just kept her under so you could breathe? And then she drowned in your arms? I don't know. When you tell a story that don't make no sense, I gotta speculate because your story don't make no damn sense. I don't give a shit who tells it. That story don't make no sense of you saving her life and then she just walks away while you're vomiting. That don't make no fucking sense at all. At all. Did you unintentionally? Were y'all just having drunk sex in the ocean? And did you unintentionally unalive her? You know, because I've been in the water with a female, like having, at the beach having fun. And one thing about it, if she's shorter than you, y'all might be in a certain level of the ocean where it might not really be as dangerous for you as it is for her. And so she's really dependent on you when she's out there. And if you ever been to the beach, you know what I'm saying. If you ain't been to a beach as a couple or have been in the water, you probably don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But it is a time sometimes, especially if the female is shorter than you, you're stronger and everything, where you'll be at a certain level where they hold on to you and trust in you. Now, did the wave come crashing and she told you she didn't want to get in the water and you made her anyway and you trying to save her, and next thing you know, you can't breathe because you're trying to help her breathe. And so in that split second, you had to just put her under you so you could breathe and swim, and then you get to the thing and she did. I don't know. But I know something. We're going to know a lot today if this court going to let him leave or they going to make him stay. I'm very interested to see that, especially seeing as the parents are saying like they want this case to go from a missing person to just that she's dead. They want this to be an investigation of her being unalive. So in the case of Sudiksha, we are still waiting. Today, we'll find out if they're going to let him go. Joshua Reeve. His lawyers are fighting for him to be able to get out of there. They're saying he is being detained illegally. And today the hearing is scheduled at 2 p.m. So mark that in y'all phones. 2 p.m. I guess I don't know if it's 2 p.m. East Coast time or 2 p.m. DR time. I don't know. But they say 2 p.m. they're going to have a ruling on that. This ruling is going to tell me a lot. Because, put it like this, if he was easily ruled out, which if you had nothing to do with it, your story should be straight and your story should be able to be corroborated. And we on day 10, 11, 12, because they said it happened on the 6th. What's today? That was my birthday, by the matter of fact, that this even happened on, which is crazy. So we on March 18th. So we on day 12. And they still holding him. That tells me something. Y'all had 12 days to dismiss this guy. And throughout all his talking, all his explaining, y'all still don't want to let him get on the plane. That tells me something. Y'all can say person of interest all y'all want. But damn it, if I was him, I would be like, well, why the fuck can't I get out of here then if I ain't a suspect? If I ain't under arrest and I ain't a suspect, why am I on literal hotel arrest? I think they know a lot more than they telling us. Like I told y'all, the actual DR people, the government or whatever, they get a lot of tourist money. So if a story ain't went viral, they going to be quick to say, oh yeah, this was just a drowning. It was just an accident. They don't want to talk about murder and trafficking and all of that because that's going to kill their tourism dollars. But what happens is you have a story like this one in Kanaki that goes viral. Kanaki, I'm sorry, that goes viral. And now they got to get on their shit. And that's where we at right now. So they like, okay, this was just a drowning. That old angle ain't gonna work. We got to actually do some digging and find out what the hell happened because this story has went viral and everybody talking about it. So we will see. We will see and pay attention. Like I said, today at 2 p.m. is going to tell me a lot. And I'm going to say this right now. If the court allows him to leave, they must have some information that says he's no way that he's involved. But if this court don't let him leave today, then that will pretty much tell me. Now, I don't know, we'll get more details of why they rule. But as of right now, I'm saying if they don't let him leave, that's going to tell me they think his ass did it. Or he knows something more than what he's saying. Because we only going off of his story. We don't have her story. His story is they were kissing a little bit, wave hit, took them out. He swam in the shore, and then she just walked away. And he asked her, was she okay? She didn't say anything, or he didn't hear anything because he was vomiting. And it didn't. And after he was done vomiting, she was just gone. Make that make sense. Prayers to the family as always. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Wrestler, in shape, lifeguard. And another thing, y'all know how the old term that sobered me up. Well, if you get swept away, okay, you could be drunk, right? But if you get swept away by a rip current and have to swim tirelessly all the way back to shore while holding somebody else, your ass ain't drunk no more. Your ass been sobered up. I done had a text message sober me up, a scary text message or something that alerted me, or I done had cold air sober me up before, or it's little different things that are just tell you a story. I remember one time, I ain't proud of this story. It's gonna be a quick one, but I had all kind of drink. That's why I stopped drinking and drive. I don't drink and drive. So I did this one particular night and I drank crazy. I had like 14, 15 shots of Patron that night. Going. I don't know why the fuck I got behind the wheel. That was dumb. And it's something I never did again. Nobody was hurt or nothing happened. So spoiler alert. But when the police pulled me over and I was in a racist part of Cleveland, police pulled me over. Them damn lights sobered me up. Now, I had all kind of drinks. Man, when I got out there, that he asked me to say the alphabet backwards. I did that. He asked me to get out, walk the line, put my toes up, clap. I was out there like the Matrix, y'all. I passed all the shit. Flying colors. I was crazy drunk. They said, walk on this line, put your hands out to your side and touch your nose. Man, I was on that thing doing the hokey pokey. I was killing it. I think even he was like, how is this dude doing all this? To the point where the guy was like, hey, I'm going to ask you to take a blow test. I asked you, do you submit to that or whatever the language he used? I said no. I said no 3 times. And they never made me take the thing. Do y'all know? He let me get back in my car and get the hell out of there. So I know a little something about when you can sober up. And I ain't saved nobody's fucking life. I wasn't swimming. I wasn't doing all of that. And I sobered up. So I don't want to hear no shit about no drugs and no liquor after you done supposedly swam through this crashing waves of ocean with this female. You done saved her life. And now I'm still, after all of that, I'm still going to give you the excuse that now you still drunk all night. Get the fuck out of here. Everybody listening to this podcast and has some drinks or been drunk before. If you was that drunk, your ass be dead. You be in C2. You be out to sea. If you was that drunk where somehow you was drunk and wasted enough, but you was still, you was Michael Phelps. You drunk and wasted so much that your story changing and this and that, but you Michael Phelps. And then after you become Michael Phelps and save the day, and you get to shore, now you vomiting, now you back as just as drunk as you was before you turned into Michael Phelps. Now you passing out. Now hours go past. Man, get the fuck out of here. See, this is why. See, I was raised in a family. They would tear holes through your story so fast you can't even come saying no dumb shit like that. You better have your story straight when you deliver it. Don't deliver it like Joshua. That story will have you in my house. That story will have your ass grounded with no proof. Just because your story sounds stupid. Y'all know they call me Book. I would have said that story. My mom would have said, Book, going up to your room. I ain't got no time for you today. I'm telling you. I think that's why I can poke holes in people's stories so easy and so good. Because in my family, that stupid story he just told, my grandmother wouldn't go for it. My mama wouldn't go for it. My dad wouldn't go for it. They would be like, no, tell me the real story. First of all, why is there a gap from here to here? Second of all, there's no fucking way that you just saved her life and she just went about her business. Don't say that no more. That's the type of love I was growing up with. Like, you come up with something else. We're not buying that. So anyway, a little long-winded today because this, if you know, I've been fighting and helping and trying to help missing women, children, God, everybody I've been trying. So I'm very passionate about these type of situations. I hate to see it happen. I got a son myself going into his adult years. He is 17, will be 18 May 23rd. And so I know how parents got to feel, and I feel for those parents. And like I said, he's a person of interest. I'm not going to sit up here and say that I know he did something. I can't say that, but I can say I know for a fact in my mind, his story don't make no sense. And usually when your story don't make no sense, you lying about something. Could have been an accident. And he don't, and he caused the accident, or he's part of the accident. He don't want to be blamed. Could have been intentional. I tend to don't think it was intentional. I think it was a mistake. I think he was doing too much in his drunken state and being drunk and in the water and trying to have sex and doing all type of whatever, kissing, and you are drunk. I'll give him drunk. I'll give him drunk all the way up until they got swept out. Now, I ain't giving him no drunk excuse once they got swept out and this motherfucker said he was Mike Phelps and swam the shore. But then now, conveniently, I got to give you that and then say after that, you went back to being drunk as hell. If he was drunk as hell and that story he told is real, his ass need to be in the Olympics. We, USA, we need a swim team because apparently this guy can be drunk and drugged out of his mind and defeat horrible riptides and waves. And not only by itself, he could do this shit drunk, high, with a female in his arm. He's Superman too. I ain't got no time for this. Let me get the hell out of here. Y'all don't feel me. This is me by myself. I'm by myself today. Y'all don't feel me. Y'all believe that story, don't y'all? But let me get out of here though. Told y'all we had shrimp gumbo today. I love shrimp gumbo. Tell me if y'all do too. All right, tomorrow, y'all. You know I love y'all, but tomorrow we got an update on this shit because he got a court at 2, and then we should have some type of update on Diddy and probably Buzbee too, and whatever else. But until then, I love y'all. See y'all tomorrow. I'm out. And just like that, another one is in the books. Then stop playing with me. Love me some shrimp gumbo. Love me some shrimp gumbo. Y'all not gonna tell me this dude Aquaman. There you go, Kobe. This dude Aquaman. Was he drunk out of his mind or not? You can't have it both ways. I sobered up and beat a DUI. I ain't saved nobody's life. I wasn't swimming. Just seeing the cops light sober me up. You're not gonna tell me this Michael Phelps swimming motherfucker was too drunk to not remember what the hell was going on. He's saving people's life and shit. Yeah, I want some shrimp gumbo. Hey, look, now y'all got me. Y'all loving shrimp gumbo so much. Y'all got me want some shrimp gumbo today. I think I'm gonna see if I can get some shrimp gumbo out here. Hey, why you call him Aquaman? He knew what he was doing. There you go, Michelle. Tell him, Michelle. That's what my mama. Hey, look, Michelle sounds just like my mom. That's what my mama say. My mama be like, boy, you wasn't drunk. You knew exactly what you was doing. Told you, man, my parents, that's why one thing I love about my parents, they don't play though. They not giving you no, they not cutting you no slack. They not cutting you no slack. I told you I told you when I was young, I was a kid, and I was hiding my car from the repo man. I was up in college hiding my car from the repo man because I was waiting on my college money to come. My dad told the repo man where the fucking car was. Repo man called my dad, his ass told on me. Yeah, there you go. See, that's why I like my crew. We don't believe shit. We don't believe shit. That's one thing I like about my crew. That should be our motto. We don't believe shit. All right, we got Apple and Spotify loading. Yeah, that definitely need to be on some shirts. We don't believe shit. The flow show no filter. We don't believe shit. That's gonna be our motto. The flow show no filter. We don't believe shit. So don't waste your time. Where's the Liquor Kingdom? Yeah, right. Amy, where's the body? Where is the body? Where's the body? Guilty until proven innocent. Exactly. Trying to know how. Hey, look, I ain't no court of law. We don't gotta go by those rules. On the Flow Show No Filter, We speculating. We speculating. Yep, he could have weighted the body down. Yep, he could have buried her. He could have buried her. Because check this out. That's why he says that she was still in the water. He would rather them looking for her in the water if he buried her. This is all speculation. I don't know. I need more facts to come out for me to really stand 10 toes on what I think really happened. Right now, I'm just giving you theories because it's a lot of information that they ain't gave us yet. I need a little more information. But like I said, his story that he told out of his mouth, I didn't ask him to tell that story. I didn't ask him to tell that story. He chose to tell that story. And I ain't believing it. Look at Amy. Amy, you need to be on the detective team. Amy said he didn't bury her alone. Yeah, it's definitely some gap in some time. Something ain't right. Kingdom said he been there too. Yeah, hey, look, I have 14, 15, maybe 18 shots of Patron. And I sobered up and sobered up and killed that little DUI test. I think I'm the only one in history who beat that. And I told him I declined 3 times to take the blow test. He was like, I will ask you, do you want to submit to a blow test? I was like, no. I don't even know what made me say no. I ain't know you could say no. I just knew I wasn't about to take no test. I knew I had too many drinks. But y'all, I was walking on 1 foot, walking on 2 feet, touching my nose, finger in the air, galloping, did a cartwheel. I was unstoppable. I was unstoppable. Even the cop had to let me go. There you go. Yeah, where his shoes at? Because he should have his shoes, y'all. You telling me he can save a female from undercurrents, but he can't collect up his shoes? Oh yeah. Hey, C-Tuck said you ain't the only one, Flo. Turn it like 2. Hey, C-Tuck, when they almost got me, when they pulled me over for that DUI, that I end up being able to go, I was in Highland Hills. C-Tuck, tell this chat about Highland Hills. I was in Highland Hills going up, what's that? Harvard? Yeah. I was going. Amy, I'm dead. I'm telling y'all, I was so much in the zone. I'm telling y'all, I was so much in the zone. If that cop would have told me to levitate, my ass would have been in the air. Levitate. I ain't want no DUI. Because I normally don't drink it. I don't even drink and drive. That's why that night was just a stupid night. That's why I don't never blame nobody, for getting caught up on some shit. Because sometimes, like, I literally didn't drink and drive before then or after then. That was the only night that I don't even like drinking and drive. I always would Uber. Even with my car sitting right there, I would always Uber. This particular night, I was doing something stupid, had one of my friends in from out of town. We out kicking it. But like I tell this story, I think I'm the only person to ever beat a DUI test. I'm telling y'all, I said the alphabet backwards. I did everything so good. He was like, man, go ahead on, man. Yeah, I probably was levitating. But hey, look, that's the worst place you ever want to get pulled over. So I don't know how. That's why I say I gotta be one of God's favorites. Because I was supposed to be taken to jail and supposed to have a DUI that night. But thank you, God gave me another chance. God know, like, I don't never do that. Like, he was like, you know what, let me give him this one. And I ain't never did it since that day. I will take an Uber in a minute. Because I don't know how I got out of that shit, y'all. I was in that bitch like. Jumping. He had me doing all kind of crazy stuff. Yeah, how I told y'all, the place I was at, don't play around. I don't know how I got out of that. I don't know how I got out of that. I had at least 18, 16 shots of Patron. And when I seen those police lights, I was like, oh, I'm done. I'm cooked. And then I just started killing that shit. Oh, I would love the body cam footage. I would love the body cam footage of that. One day I'm gonna see if they can pull it up. So, good question, Mini Me. So, each one is gonna be separate, but if one has ruled that he has to withdraw, I'm thinking that he's just gonna withdraw. I think Tony Buzbee is gonna just withdraw himself from all of the cases because of the issue of him not being able to practice law in New York, not being licensed. So I think he's gonna withdraw himself, but he has other attorneys on it. So I just think that he's going to remove himself from the Diddy lawsuits, and the other attorneys who are also on there, they will continue with the case. So I think all of those lawsuits will continue, but I'm just thinking that Tony Buzbee is going to go ahead and withdraw himself from those Diddy lawsuits just to get out of the way. Yeah, I can see that happening. He might withdraw totally from the Diddy cases, and he might just, like Amy saying, turn all his focus straight on Jay-Z because he got a hell of a battle right in front of him, and he need to deal with that directly. Yeah, I was on that. Hey, look, I would love to get that body cam footage. I wish they could get that footage because I would be proud. Like, I would show it because I killed it, y'all. I don't know what got into me. That was a miracle. At least 16 to 18 shots of Patron. We had went to 3 spots. Let me give you an idea of how drunk I was. We went to 3 spots that night and got drunk as hell at every spot. So by the time I got to the 3rd spot, we was already drunk, and I had 8 more shots at the last spot. And we left, and I was at Floods. C-Tuck, I was at Floods. C-Tuck, I was at Floods, the one in Warrensville. We left Floods, and that's when I ended up in Highland Hills. I was headed to the freeway. They pulled me over. and I turned into the Matrix. They was like, we can't take this nigga to jail. They said this nigga could walk on water. I did everything so good, he let me go. And I told him I wouldn't take the blow test 3 times. He asked me 3 times, and every time I said no. And he asked me why. I was just like, I just ain't gonna take it. I was doing too much, C-Tuck. That's why I be staying out the way. Okay, yeah, we got multiple floods in Cleveland. We got like, I think it's like 3 floods. I know it's 2, but I think it might be 3. But yeah, I think our floods copied off of y'all floods. I think the floods in Cleveland got the idea or the concept from the floods in Detroit. I don't know. See, and see, I think that's the same, Amy. I think that's the same. I think it's the same way in Cleveland. I don't know why he didn't take me to jail. Now that was a case where the cops was cool. And see, like y'all know one thing about me. I'm gonna tell you both. I'm gonna tell you some good cop stories, and I'm gonna tell you some shady cop stories. This cop, he was a white cop. It was all white cops too. I was like, oh, I'm gone. It was like 4 white cops. The one main one, he had glasses on. He let me go. So hey, shout out to that cop. Matter of fact, if I'm ever in Highland again, I want to see that cop and tell him thank you, man. And he don't know that I went on to become Mr. And I don't like it after that. He don't even know. He might have stopped my career. Yeah, I was like in the Matrix, y'all. Yeah, I passed everything else. I passed the one when he asked me to say the alphabets, all the verbal stuff. I passed that. Then he asked me to get out the car. He had me doing all type of crazy stuff on that line. But I'm athletic too. So, you know, I'm very coordinated. I've always been very coordinated. So, all that stuff on the line, the hopping, the one leg, the walking, I was killing that. Hey, Amy, did you say yesterday I had replayed something in my mind and I had thought about it? I thought Amy said she had a song request, but I didn't know what you was talking about. But I think I know what you're talking about. Are you talking about a song request for Instagram? Because if you do, I didn't get no song request, but it came to me like later on that day. I was like, did Amy say something about a song request? But I didn't know what you was talking about. Oh, for Diamond to sing. When is Diamond gonna sing? So Amy has a song request for Diamond to sing. When is Diamond supposed to sing? Oh yeah, that's Vegas. Vegas, you can get away with all kind of stuff. That's my song. Fire and Desire, my song. Breaking. Let's do some updates. Let's do some meeting me updates. UMG asked Judge to toss Drake's lawsuit, calls him a sore loser after Kendrick battle, says Drake encouraged the feud. One thing I want to note on this, they use a quote from Drake's own song where he said, I want it all, that's why I strive for it. Diss me and you never hear a reply for it. Now, wait a minute, Drake. They just use your own lyrics and saying that you just support sport because in your own lyrics you say, I want it all, that's why I strive for it. Diss me and you never hear a reply for it. Remember that was in I Wanted All the Success, the one with Trey Songz. And then Drake was like, "Diss me and you never hear a reply for it." And then they put that in a lawsuit, like, "Nigga, you're lying." They said, "Drake, you're lying, boy. You said diss me and you never hear a reply for it, and you replied. And you got that ass tapped. No Diddy." What else you got for us, Mini Me? Okay, so I guess she's singing in the next panel. Got you. So yeah, Drake and Hot Water. What else you got for us, Mini Me? Let's get some more Mini Me updates before we get out of here. Mini Me. Attorney General Ken Paxton on Monday, something that a 48-year-old woman has been arrested for allegedly illegally providing abortions in Houston. Whoa. That's crazy. Another update, Mini Me says PepsiCo said Monday it's acquiring probiotic soda brand Poppy for 1.95 billion. The acquisition gives PepsiCo a fast-growing brand in popular functional beverage category. Tonight's ABC News special, Last Days of Gene Hackman on Tuesday night. Oh, I want to check that out. Thanks, Mini Me. I want to check that out tonight. Y'all know I ain't a big ABC fan, but I'll fuck with them a little bit. Diamond says she ready to read. Texas measles outbreak rises to at least 259 cases. Be careful out there in Texas. 34 hospitalizations and 1 death. And the U.S. reported 285 total cases across the country. Be careful. Be careful. And let's get one more, Mini Me. Let's get one more for the road. I'm still waiting for the whatchamacallit to come through. Yeah, I saw that. Thanks, Michelle. Michelle got a story. I was kind of letting this story develop because right now it's a lot of he say, she say, but I mean, I believe it's something to it. I was just trying to wait. I was thinking, hoping maybe some will come of it. Like I get some more information today and then I could talk about it in detail. But there is a situation where the diddler is out passing a bug around and they trying to see what the hell is going on. I saw that, Michelle. I was trying to wait for some more info to come in, but I'm watching that one close. Let's go. Diamond says she got backstage passes for everybody when she make it, y'all. We gonna hold her to it too. Don't be trying not to give us our backstage passes now. We got it on video. We're gonna be having Diamond in a lawsuit. We're gonna be like, she said she was gonna give us backstage passes. You're gonna see a screenshot of this in the paperwork. You know, everybody's suing these days. We're gonna sue Diamond for all her money. And this gonna be why our lawsuit, because we're gonna say backstage passes were never rendered. So now we want some of Diamond's money when she make it. So I'm trying to let this Apple and Spotify get loaded up before we get the hell out of here. It's still processing, so y'all got me for a little bit longer. But yeah, y'all, this is a crazy situation. What updates we looking for? So we gonna look for the update in Sudiksha Kanaki. We looking for that update. Always looking for a Diddy update. We gonna look and see what Buzbee comes back with. I'm sure Buzbee got something up his sleeve, but he better use it. Yeah, I think Wendy was on The View. I didn't see it though. No, I didn't see this, Meanie Me. I didn't see Samantha. I didn't see that story. Oh, who else? Who else? Who, Mamie? I know we got the fisherman, but who else you talking about tied to JP Miller? Oh yeah, I forgot to announce that. Hey y'all, I'm gonna do it on this at this time. One of my people, if y'all know that I've done a few interviews, and I interviewed the fisherman, who was the person who discovered Micah Miller's body in the lake or the river or the water, whatever it was. I did one of the most known interviews of him, and he just died. He just was killed in a car crash. A lot of people think it's strange things going on, but like I said, I interviewed the fisherman. His name was Johnny Jacobs, and even in my interview, he was like, and I don't like it. Like he liked my whole thing, even though I was calling out everybody on that case of who knew what. But kind of just like JP, he respected me, letting me do an interview. Even said that he liked my "and I don't like it" thing, and told a lot of details about what he knew. Man, you know the crazy part is on my interviews, he was talking about he felt like somebody was gonna kill him. You can listen to my interview. He said he said on my interview. He said he get strange numbers calling him and all type of stuff. Hold on one second, y'all. I'm getting us up out of here. Ain't nothing but a gangster party. Getting Apple and Spotify loaded up right now. In 1 second, they will be ready to roll. Episode contains explicit material. Save it. Publish it. Thank you so much for keeping me company, y'all. We got them all locked and loaded. Let's get them outs in the let's get them outs in the chat. Now that we got Diamond a record deal and she got a full team behind her. Good luck, Diamond, on your journey. Let's get them outs. Another episode wrapped up. There you go, Kobe. I'm out. Michelle said, I'm out. Lauren, I'm out. There we go. Make sure y'all like it and share it live. Join me every day, 7:30 a.m. I love y'all. Be safe. Please come back and comment. Like Lauren said, come back and comment. It only be like 1 or 2 comments, but it's all these people coming in. Come back and comment when this live closes. It helps get the show out there. We trying to spread the word. As always, I love y'all. And I'm out.